Income Energy's founding team has experience in running a startup in Silicon Valley, structuring commercial contracts, and deep expertise in solar and the energy industry. Alex, Daniel, and Rommel won the 2018 Origin Energy Hackathon, solving the low uptake of solar on commercial rooftops by making solar a managed investment solution for landlords. Welcome, Income Energy.
Hi.
G'day.
Hi, I'm Ramel, co-founder of Income Energy. Since June last year, industrial properties have been struggling with lower yields and rents being flat. In contrast, solar represents a massive opportunity. As shown in this image of Wetherill Park, we were only able to count 4 solar systems installed on Australia's largest industrial estate. The Clean Energy Finance Corporation suggests that the total solar potential for commercial and industrial properties is huge. We created a novel way to help commercial landlords invest in solar, sell power to their tenants, and earn extra income that is equivalent to an extra month of rent each year. At the same time, tenants now have access to cleaner and cheaper energy. Our solution also makes tenants stickier and increases the property value. Our team has 40 plus years of collective experience in solar and are passionate about unlocking the huge potential for this technology. We're working with our initial customers and expect the first installation to come in upcoming months. We're also trying to raise capital soon. If you are passionate about solar and helping Australian SMEs, please contact us for a more in-depth discussion. We look forward for your support on our journey to revolutionize both solar and property investment. Thank you.
Thanks, Rommel. Thank you.
Hi guys, thank you for that. I'd like to know how things have been different for you this year. Are you seeing more traction, more interest in what you're doing? Because I imagine, I know small business is doing it tough. Industrial landlords are part of that picture and they're doing it even tougher than they were before. How are you in the right place at the right time, I suppose, is another way of putting this question, given the pandemic that we currently are facing?
Things have slowed down because of uncertainty, but we're still progressing a lot of our sales opportunities. We're now also working with Property New South Wales in reviewing some of their sites. And we're partnering with Watt Watchers to roll out some of their hardware. But our target customers are retail fast food shops and manufacturers. And so they're still working. And it's just a matter of getting them on board.
Can you just break the model down for me really simply, right? So you're selling to a landlord who owns a commercial premises and you're going to get them to basically put the solar on the roof. The income stream that's generated from the solar will reduce the cost of the energy bill for the tenant of the building. Is that the model?
Shuffle over. So if you're a landlord, we would approach you to build a proposal for investing solar on your property. What that would mean is we would install an energy monitor so that we could get 5-minute data on your tenant's usage. That way we can optimize the solar system that's installed, not necessarily for what is technically the best system, but for what is economically the best system to get you the best returns. We'd put that proposal in front of you and then we'd be able to tailor it to maximize revenue, minimize payback period, or increase ROI. If that was something that you were interested in and gets you the extra month of rent, which is what we tell most landlords, you would then invest in the solar system. We would project manage the install of the system, and then we would take care of the system for the lifetime, doing all the billing, all the approvals, all the maintenance, everything like that.
They will receive an increase in their rental income potentially from the property
Basically.
Because it's got solar on the roof.
Yeah.
Right, and there's a reduction for the tenant in their energy bill, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
right?
we target about a 10 to 20% reduction in the tenant's energy.
Yeah.
I'm interested in hearing about the barriers you've had to overcome to get to where you are, and then maybe a little bit of what would be stopping you from taking it even further. What barriers do you need to overcome?
I'll do this one.
Yeah.
I had some experience working in commercial rooftop sales for the owner-occupier section. And that's pretty difficult in itself. Seems easy. You just got one person to deal with. They're running the company and they own the building. But that's two different mentalities. One is their day-to-day operation of the business, and the other is that they're an investor. So getting them to sit down and to talk about solar investments when they'd actually prefer to put the money into their business and have their business be successful. So that has its first level to overcome. But what I found was that there was an aversion to work with rental tenants, because the tenants aren't going to generally be in a financial position where they'd invest for a 5-year turnaround.
Yeah.
Whereas the landlords are in it generally for a lot longer than 5 years. So our problem was, how do we actually enter this market to begin with? So it's more complex in the financial structures. So we had to sit down and develop these whole, spreadsheet models from scratch. And then we got some interns to do some programming so we could figure out how we could do this in a more automated and scalable way. So that's where we got up to it, let's say, when in the normal days. Since then, we have had to think about how we approach our business in these times. And so that's where we've looked to more for the New South Wales government, or for the larger ones, which we know is going to be a longer lead time, but a more substantial lead time, which we thought that that's the appropriate challenge for the moment. So there's still a few things to do. We're still going to have to work more on the programming side, because these are, as you say, not necessarily easy to understand. We have to work on that. We have to make it as hassle-free as possible.
Yeah, I'm interested in manufacturing. So one of the biggest cost factors for manufacturing industry is energy. All right, it can be a bit of a deal breaker. So for plants that run 24/7 or run on night shifts, how do we address the issue of daytime energy generation versus nighttime? Do you have a storage solution built into your service capability or not?
Well, if we're looking at efficient economics, storage isn't really there yet on a site-by-site basis. We're aware of what's happening in storage and keeping an eye on it, and it's becoming more complex because that storage can be used in different ways within the whole grid. And so these virtual power plants, et cetera, there's that aspect of technology development. But if you look at it pure, one site at a time, 24/7, it's going to be difficult to justify storage at this time.
Okay, but if you're looking at an industrial market, which you are, you're looking
Yep.
at small industrial sites. I think there's huge potential there in industries like manufacturing, and I think it's about building into their bigger business model and understanding how those businesses work. So if they do run multiple shifts, or whether it's a combination of drawing from the grid and taking solar during the day. But I think it's a huge market there. But I do think you need to simplify your message so that people can really, because it is a complicated market. It's a complicated solution in a way. So I think definitely trying to simplify how it all works would be great in taking the business
Sure,
forward.
I'm very much a part of that, because I think for a tenant, it's really simple: pay nothing and save money.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer. It only gets difficult when we talk about the investment.
Yeah.
And so,
I was going to ask, do you have a finance partner, or are you talking to someone who could be a finance partner to help the landlord finance the investment?
We thought that would be a problem. That's one of the challenges that we've overcome. But in terms of overcoming it, we went out and found some financial partners that we could work with. Then we went and talked to the landlords, and landlords said we have access to cheaper capital.
Okay.
So it was a problem. We thought it was a problem, but it wasn't really a problem.
Okay.
Great.
All right, guys. Good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you, Ronald.
Excellent.
Alex.
All right.
Daniel, thank you.
Well done. I think that storage issue, it's just one that, we're still trying to crack the nut on really broadly, And in that commercial sector, you will come up against that multiple shifts, particularly in manufacturing.